At the start of the film, we meet a man named Don who worked as a lawyer. Don wasn't a good person. He had many bad habits and had made a lot of mistakes in life. Even though he was married, he didn't treat his wife well and wasn't sincere with her. As a lawyer, he was used to lying in court. But with time, Don began to change. His wife was expecting a baby, meaning they were about to become parents. Don decided he wanted to make things right. He bought a new house and went there to fix it up. He went there to repair it, bringing along his dog. The inside of the house was broken down and looked old. Don's dog wandered upstairs and sat near a dark room. Suddenly, a marble rolled out near the dog, as if someone had thrown it. It felt like someone was inside that room. Meanwhile, Don was busy cleaning, throwing out useless things. While doing so, he noticed a black patch on the wall, as if it was damaged. He tried to adjust it and cleared it out. Afterward, Don took the garbage outside. While he was still at the house, a neighbor came over to meet him. She reassured him, saying, "No doubt you're new here, but don't worry." They shared a drink together, and then she left. Night fell, and Don went to sleep. The next morning, he called his wife, and then got back to repairing the house. The first thing he did was go to the wall he had broken earlier to fix it properly. As he worked, he noticed strange marks all around the house. That night, he video called his wife before going to sleep. The next morning, Don thought, "Why don't I check out the other areas of the house?" He headed toward the kitchen to repair the broken sink. While bending down to fix it, a thick, dirty black liquid suddenly burst out of the pipe and splashed on his face. Don rushed outside to wash up. When he returned, he saw a girl standing there, wearing a skirt. She spoke to him sweetly. Her name was Sarah, but Don ignored her because he truly loved his wife. He was preparing this house for her. That day passed. The next day, Don went out for a jog. After returning, he took a shower. Once again, that strange white fluid fell on him. He couldn't understand what was happening, but he thought maybe the pipes in the house had been clogged for years and that this substance was stuck inside them. He started fixing the broken parts of the house and painting over them. Then Sarah appeared again, trying to trap him. And this time, Don fell for it. He stopped caring about his wife. When Sarah left, Don heard a noise coming from upstairs. He went up and saw that the ceiling had collapsed to the floor. The roof was completely broken. Don sat down, holding his head, wondering what kind of house this was. "I fix it every single day," he thought. That day also passed with him cleaning the house. As night fell, Sarah showed up again, but Don told her to leave. He said he didn't want any kind of relationship with her. "I can't betray my wife," he said. Sarah left. But later that night, while Don was asleep, Sarah came to him, transforming into a terrifying creature. She looked horrifying. But then Don suddenly woke up. It was just a dream. The next day, Don was worried. He realized he couldn't repair the house by himself. So he called a friend and asked for help. Together, they started fixing the house, including that broken roof, and managed to restore it completely. During this, Sarah appeared once again. Don said, "I told you to leave." "Why are you still here?" Don's friend asked. "Who is that girl?" Don replied, "Forgive me. I let her come into the house once, but I won't let it happen again." His friend got angry and started fighting with him, saying, "You'll never change." Hearing this, Don walked out, leaving his friend alone in the house. Suddenly, those marbles appeared again. His friend was shocked. Since no one else was home, he followed them. But when he entered the basement, Sarah was standing right in front of him. There was a hammer in her hand. She struck that boy with full force, killing him. But she wasn't alone. Another girl was with her, the same creepy girl who had appeared in Don's dream. That night when Don came home, he couldn't find his friend anywhere. He sent him a text message saying, "I'm sorry, I'll fix everything." To his surprise, his friend replied, "Everything's fine, don't worry." But in reality, his friend was already dead, which meant Sarah, or that other girl, had his phone. Later, Don video called his wife while walking into the house. She told him someone had just passed behind him. Don insisted nobody was there, though he himself felt uneasy. Because of this, he set up security cameras all around the house, except for one spot. That's where Sarah killed his dog. She stuffed it into the washing machine and turned it on. Enraged, Don called the police. But when they arrived, they couldn't find any evidence against Sarah and left. As soon as the police left, Sarah came into the house. Don ignored her, knowing she was behind everything. He killed her and hid her body in the basement. But a few days later, when Dawn returned to check, her corpse was gone. No one else lived in the house, so who could have moved it? Disturbed, he searched the entire house for her body. While searching, he went upstairs and noticed a damaged wall. Breaking it open, he found an old, creepy doll surrounded by marbles. Smashing another wall, he inserted a camera inside and saw a trapped soul. Terrified, he broke another section of wall and found a beating heart inside it. He even saw an eye staring out, with a strange fluid seeping from the cracks. Furious, he smashed the wall, and suddenly blood and that same eerie fluid began gushing out from every part of the house. He couldn't understand what it was. When he looked inside, he found his friend's dead body. He noticed his friend's phone, and on it, there was a picture of Sarah insulting him. Suddenly, strange noises filled the whole house. The doors were opening and closing on their own. Then that creepy girl appeared, her face completely injured. She threw a marble at Don. It rolled across his foot and entered his body, moving inside him. He desperately tried to pull it out. To get it out, he cut his body in several places. But that girl kept forcing more marbles into him. From excessive bleeding, Don died there. The next day, Don's wife arrived at the house, planning to surprise him. She was also pregnant, but she couldn't find her husband or the dog anywhere. She thought maybe they were outside. As she looked around, she found an old newspaper. It had a story about a girl's death. Curious, she went to check the basement. While exploring the house, she saw the basement filled with marbles. As she examined them, Sarah suddenly appeared. Shockingly, Don had killed her. Yet she was still alive, meaning she was a spirit. Sarah welcomed her, saying, "Your husband and I worked hard to repair this house. We fixed it together for you both." But then, the neighbor showed up, the same one who used to chat with Don inside their house. As soon as she arrived, Sarah vanished. Don's wife and the neighbor sat down to talk. The neighbor warned her, saying the house wasn't safe for her and that she should leave. Later, Don's wife went to the bathroom to wash her face, but in the sink, she found strands of hair. As she pulled them out, she saw an eye staring back at her from the drain. Horrified, she screamed for her husband, but his phone was still in the house. Terrified, she ran to her neighbor and asked, "Do you know where Don is?" That neighbor tells her, "Leave this place as soon as possible. Before your baby is born, get out of here. Otherwise, it will be dangerous for its life." She walks out of there, but as night falls, she hears music coming from that house. There were a lot of people inside. When she goes in, she sees that everyone is dressed in clothes from the 20th century. She thinks maybe it's just another theme party. She assumes Don wants to surprise her, but something strange was happening there. People were standing on the balcony of that house. Down below, Sarah was there. A man was beating her, while everyone just watched like it was a show. But it was actually something from the past. Now Don's wife could see it. After that, she notices a little girl sitting in one corner. The girl was painting on the walls and had a pile of marbles with her. And now you can understand who that little girl was. Yes, she was the same girl who used to be with Sarah. She was the one who killed Don using her marbles. Don's wife is shocked and rushes downstairs. There she finds Sarah standing on the stairs. Sarah says, "Let me tell you the truth." She explains, "More than 100 years ago, I lived in this house. I was a superstar and everyone adored me. People came here just to see me, but the owner of this house abused me and killed me. When I died, it didn't affect anyone. The same people who claimed to love me, my fans, only cared about themselves. None of them even tried to find out what happened to me or who killed me. That's why I lost trust in everyone. My soul returned to this house. And now, Sarah moves toward Don's wife to kill her. But Don's wife locks herself inside a room where she suddenly sees her husband. He's injured, his body covered in scars. Sarah tells her, "Don't be afraid, it's me. This is my body the way it was when I died. Your husband is just like the others, like other men. He's no different from the owner of this house who abused me and murdered me. I don't trust men. That's why I killed your husband." Don's wife stood there trembling with fear. Just then, the spirit of a little girl appeared behind her. Her face was disfigured, the cruel act of the house's owner. Somehow, Don's wife managed to get outside, where she saw her neighbor sitting. The neighbor told her, "I knew everything about this house. I knew how many spirits lived here and who they were." Don's wife replied, "Then why didn't you tell me the truth earlier? Why didn't you tell me the right thing? If you had warned me before, my husband could have been saved." None of this would have happened to me. The neighbor answered, I told you it wasn't good for you to live here. What more could I have said? You ignored me, so don't blame me now. Sometimes a hint is enough, and if someone won't listen, it's better to stay silent. After that, together they freed the little girl's soul from her body, which was still inside the house, and buried her. By burying her body, her soul finally found peace and left this world forever. We then learned that Sarah was only in that house because of the little girl. With her gone, Sarah's spirit also moved on, never to return. The house was now cleansed, free of all spirits. Time passed and Don's wife gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. They continued living in that house, and the child grew a few months old. One day while she was playing, 2 marbles suddenly rolled near her. It is revealed that Don was watching his daughter. That was his spirit, still lingering, hidden in the house. His soul remained because his body had never been found. If they were to search for and bury his body, his soul too would be freed, and the house would finally be safe. But we are never told whether Don was a good or evil spirit. Would he harm his daughter, or was he only playing with her? We are left to hope for the best. With that, the movie ends. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching.